Vicious is a warrior born of power and punishment, a being forged in silence and solitude. His mind is his sharpest weapon, a living computer filled with data and calculation, trained to analyze, innovate, and destroy. His right hand is cursed with a glowing brand of the scribe virgin, a supernatural force of destruction he cannot touch another with unless he wants to kill. And beneath his armor, beneath the leather and steel, lives pain, unrelenting, unforgiving, pain he welcomes. He belongs to the Black Dagger Brotherhood, a secret band of vampire warriors who defend their species against the lessening society, soulless creatures driven to eradicate the vampire race. These men are not just fighters, they are legends. Each brother is damaged, broken in his own way, but Vicious is different. He hides behind logic, behind science, behind sexual habits that mask emotional scars. Then fate intervenes on a night like any other. A battle turns deadly, and Vicious is brought to a human hospital for emergency care. It's there he meets Dr. Jane Whitcomb, a trauma surgeon known for her focus under pressure and her complete detachment from her patients. Her job is to keep people alive. No questions, no emotions. But when she cuts into Vicious's body, something shifts. She feels it, so does he. Jane sees things others miss. She sees the shrapnel, but also the soul. She recognizes a man whose pain isn't just physical. Vicious sees her competence and her cold, clinical detachment and finds something he can't resist. For the first time in centuries, he's not in control, and he hates it. Yet, even as he pushes her away, he finds himself drawn to her quiet strength, her refusal to be intimidated, her mind as quick as his, her questions cut deeper than her scalpel. He breaks every law of their world to bring her to the Brotherhood's mansion after he's healed. She is a human and she has seen too much. She should be wiped or killed. But Vicious refuses. He wants her close, needs her close. And as Jane explores his body, she uncovers not just scars, but a history of trauma. She begins to peel back the layers he's spent centuries burying. Vicious's past is steeped in cruelty. Raised by a sadistic father, held captive in a prison of darkness, taught to crave pain as the only constant. He is a man molded by suffering. He doesn't love. He doesn't connect. Until Jane, but loving her is not safe. It is not part of the plan, and it isn't allowed. Just as their fragile bond begins to form, the scribe virgin calls for her son. Vicious is to take up his destiny as the primale of the chosen. This sacred position will bind him to a harem of female vampires. He must mate with them to secure the future of their kind. It is an honor. It is a prison. And it will tear him from Jane. He fights, argues, pleads, but the divine doesn't care about personal pain. The future of the race outweighs the desires of one broken warrior. He is told he will go. He will lead. He will breed. End of discussion. Jane, meanwhile, tries to understand what she has become part of, this secret world of immortals. The danger, the code of silence, the battles that happen in shadows. She doesn't run. She operates with calm and curiosity, cataloging her surroundings like a researcher. But when she sees how the Brotherhood tries to pull Vicious away, she realizes how much she cares. She won't beg him to stay. But she won't let go without a fight either. In the mansion, loyalties are tested. Butch, Vicious's best friend, watches helplessly as the man he loves in silence spirals into despair. Butch is the only one who knows Vicious's full truth, the years of hidden feelings, the deep internal war. Their relationship has always walked the line between platonic and more. But Butch has moved on. Vicious has not. Jane is the first to challenge that bond, to make Vicious realize his heart is capable of more than pain. As the story deepens, Jane becomes more than a lover. She becomes Vicious's anchor. She calls out his fears, refuses to coddle his darkness. She is his equal in intellect, his opposite in emotional strength. Together, they begin to change each other. Vicious starts to imagine a life not ruled by duty or destiny. Jane begins to believe in something more than logic. But time runs short. The scribe virgin demands her son's obedience. The chosen await. A ceremony is prepared. Vicious is trapped. And then, just as hope begins to die, tragedy strikes. Jane is shot, killed, gone in an instant. And Vicious shatters. He loses control of his power. He loses his mind. He loses the last thread of sanity holding him together. And for the first time, he begs, not as a warrior, not as a son, as a man. He goes to his divine mother and demands Jane back. The scribe virgin sees his agony. She sees something even she cannot fully explain. She breaks her own law. She brings Jane back, not in the body she knew, but as a ghost made flesh through energy, a being who can touch, think, live, and love, but only because she is no longer fully human. It is the scribe virgin's first act of mercy, and Vicious, the son who never bowed, finds himself humbled, not by divinity, by love. In the final scenes, Jane accepts her new form. She walks between worlds now, no longer bound by the rules of humanity. She remains with Vicious, choosing a life in the shadows, a love outside the boundaries of time and species. They are not perfect. They are not healed. But they are together. Laver Unbond is more than a paranormal romance. It's a brutal, intimate portrait of trauma and transcendence. It is about loving through pain and choosing each other, even when the world demands otherwise. It is about the surrender that leads to freedom and the love that does not rescue, but rebuilds. In Vicious, we meet a man whose pain was his religion and whose loneliness was his home. In Jane, we find a woman whose logic was her armor, and whose heart was hidden even from herself. Together they burn, they break, they become something new. This book is for those who crave more than romance, for those who want battles that scar, love that cuts deep, and a redemption earned in blood and tears. It is dark, raw, and unforgettable. And once you enter Vicious's mind, you will never forget the silence he lived in or the voice that finally pulled him out.